All right, everybody, welcome to the next episode of the worst podcast you've ever seen or you've ever heard, depending on whether you like our faces or not. Dan is freshly shaven, so he's out here looking like a baby, hopefully.
A baby with dry ass face.
Do you moisturize your face?
I do.
You do?
It just never is enough.
What do you put on your face, Dan?
Something. It's a blue container face wash.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it Does it dry up your face?
No, dude. I just always have dry face when I wake up. Like, it'll be fine for the day, and then eventually it just starts crusting over again, dude.
Are you
I don't know.
Are you a lizard?
Probably about 60% lizard.
You're 60% lizard?
Yeah.
What's the other 40%?
Bird.
Bird?
Lizard bird man.
Lizard bird man.
Like 2% man.
What? So
I'm 38% bird.
You thought about this pretty hard, huh?
I've done some calculations.
Oh. How do you calculate what kind of creature you are?
Usually it's how many feathers I pull out of my ass and how many pieces of dead skin I find in my bed in the morning. Recently it's been more pieces of dead skin, so we're gonna go with more lizard than bird.
More lizard than bird. Fair enough. I found out that I'm actually biracial.
Are you?
I am, because every time I wipe my ass, I find all kinds of different colored hairs in my baby wipes.
Oh my god.
There's black hair, blonde hair, red hair, yellow hair, poopy hair.
I found a silver hair down there.
You found the silver hair.
But it wasn't like just like typical silver. Like this thing was like shiny silver.
Ah.
Yeah.
So your asshole is aging.
Apparently. Way quicker than the rest of my body.
Maybe you're like a caterpillar. Your skin is shedding and you're becoming a butterfly.
When it's all complete, I'll look like Brad Pitt.
You'll look like Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that's the hope.
So in a couple of days' time, hopefully, you're gonna wake up a millionaire with 7,000 children, and Angelina Jolie is your ex.
I'll take all of that except the ex.
Ah.
I don't really know if I want to deal with that.
She seems possibly crazy.
She likes bees.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw her with bees all over her the other day, so...
Oh.
Unless I hallucinated that.
Where did you see Angelina Jolie covered in bees?
I think it was either Snapchat or Instagram. I think it was on Nat Geo.
Interesting.
Hashtag save the bees.
Bees are important.
Where's my honey?
You don't have any honey?
I have it, but it's at my girlfriend's.
Is she your honey, or do you actually have physical honey?
She has honeycomb.
Oh, she has the honeycomb.
She has the honeycomb. A piece of the honeycomb.
She has a piece of the honeycomb.
I tried to eat a bite and she was like, no, don't. I was like, damn.
The honeycomb's actually really delicious.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, that looks really good and crunchy. Maybe it's like 10 times better than the real honeycomb cereal, so.
It's probably better for you.
Tried to take her honeycomb and she bit me. So maybe she's a bee.
I didn't realize that bees bite people. They do protect their honeycombs, though.
Bees sting people, huh?
They do sting people.
I got stung by a hornet one time when I was traversing down a rope on the side of a waterfall.
How'd that feel?
Oh, it sucked. I almost let go of the rope.
Yeah.
Could have ended really bad, but somehow I held on.
Those hornets don't fuck around.
Dude. And they fucking sting you multiple times, so it wasn't just one sting. It was like... bzz, 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 and it stabbed me twice in the back, and I was like...
Isn't that kind of cruel that, like, doesn't it just say something about, like... I mean, if you believe in God, right, like, what kind of God would create bees that make honey, and then they die after they sting whoever to defend themselves? And then you got hornets, which are basically, like, the assholes of bees. Like, they don't do anything. They don't make honey. And they can sting you as much as they want.
Yeah, hornets just make those dry-ass fucking football beat. Hornet hives?
Hornet hives.
Hornet hives are basically just fire started.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, hornets are assholes. They're basically just like, they're like the worst possible version of a bee. They're everything bad about a bee. They even look mean. They look like assholes. They look like fuckboys. They look like the fuckboys of bees. They gang up on you. They don't make honey. They don't do jack shit. They just come up inside your house and make hornets' nests and then sting the shit out of you. They're basically like the criminals of bees.
I want an army of hornets.
Why do you want an army of hornets?
So I can release it in places that do me wrong.
So you want...
Like if somebody's really rude to me in a convenience store, I just walk out and be like... and then roll a hornet's nest inside and watch from outside as I smoke a cigar and just...
Would that be your superpower?
Yeah.
You might actually conquer the world that way. Because hornets, I don't care who you are, you'd be fucking Superman. Those hornets would still bother the shit out of you.
Nobody likes hornets.
Not a single person.
What do you even do with hornets?
You kill them.
Like, do they use them for scientific research?
Nah. But remember when the lockdowns first happened, and then they were talking about the murder hornet?
Yeah.
And they found some in Washington.
Yeah, up in Birch Bay, I think.
They found murder hornets in Birch Bay.
Well, either Birch Bay or right by the border in Blaine.
I think it was Blaine.
That's what it was.
I heard that they found murder hornets in Blaine. Which I'm just like, how did they even get there? They didn't just fly across, the ocean, right? They didn't just go across the Pacific Ocean. Some idiot had to bring a bunch of murder hornets over to the United States.
So some dude has already tried to do what I did, take over the world with hornets.
Just with
But
bigger, meaner hornets.
he probably dropped the container and they got loose and then murdered his ass. And then one got out and the rest are just buzzing in his studio apartment in Blaine.
Over his corpse.
Yeah, the landowner's gonna open it and he's gonna die next and release the herd. And then somehow their sting is gonna mutate into a zombie disease. And this is the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, been murder hornets.
It's the beginning of the end, huh? Those little...
Something interesting.
I was gonna say those little guys, but no, they're like this big. They're giant. They're like that big.
You think they taste good?
No. You think, are you hungry?
Am I hungry?
Yeah.
A little bit for some murder. Murder hornets.
What about Subway? If Subway came out with a sandwich that was made of murder hornets,
I'd eat it.
you'd eat it?
If they paid me to do it. If they gave it to me for free.
They can't. What do you think it would taste like?
Murder.
What does murder taste like? I imagine it tastes kind of metallic. Like blood.
Yeah. I was gonna say sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour.
Yeah.
I think that depends on the circumstances of the murder.
Probably.
I think every murder has its own flavor. You know? Like a robbery tastes like Cajun food. And then like you know, like a revenge murder tastes like Japanese food, and then a warfare, like if you kill someone with like an M16, it tastes like hamburgers.
Like if you killed someone who deserved it, maybe it'd be a little sweet. But if you killed the wrong person and it was for no justice, it might be a little sour.
I would think that if you killed someone for the wrong reason, that murder would taste like dog shit.
How do you get the dog shit?
Well, because the murder would be unjustified, right? Somebody's gonna comment on this and be like, all murder is unjustified, but this is comedy. It's funny.
This is my brain on 6 hours of sleep.
So this is just you when you're sober.
Yeah, it sucks.
I see.
It's no fun.
Do you? Oh boy. Oh no, he yawned. I yawned during the podcast.
He's not a sociopath. He has empathy.
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 There we go. This podcast is off to a terrible start.
All right. What did you do over the weekend? Week's end.
I worked. That's what I worked. I ate a lot of food because I have a big ass cheat meal. I ate a bunch of Guatemalan hot dogs. It's literally just a hot dog, but like you put avocado in it, like you put guacamole in it, and then you put a lot of cabbage on it. Then you put on the condiments, but you also put mayonnaise on it. You put mayonnaise on it, and then I used beef hot dogs, so I didn't use that hot dog that's made out of like pig's assholes and horse hooves and all that crap. But I had an actual beef hot dog. It was delicious. The only problem is that like, see, I used to eat like 2 boxes of Chips Ahoy cookies for a cheat meal. 2 boxes, easy. 15 minutes, it's gone. Now I eat like 2 hot dogs, and I'm like, ugh, what's happening?
You don't eat 24 Krispy Kreme donuts?
Sometimes, but that's really hard. That's a challenge. That's like when you're not even eating for pleasure anymore. It's a chore. You know, like the first couple donuts are like really tasty, and then you get like halfway through and you're like, I feel really sick and I think I'm gonna throw up, but there's still a bunch of donuts there, so you gotta keep eating them. So you keep eating them, and then by the time you get to like the last one, or sometimes for me it's like half of the last one, you're just like staring at this donut and you're hoping that all ends. Like you're just like, and then you slowly start eating it. And it's like you don't really want to swallow it because you got donuts stuck in the back of your throat. And you know that your blood sugar levels are spiking tremendously because you just ate like 1,000 calories worth of sugar.
You just lay down and you start feeling your heart and your throat and your fucking forehead and balls, and you're just like, oh, which one's gonna explode first?
Yep. Oh shit, why did I yawn again? This is terrible, Dan.
Probably because I started it, and now you just can't think anything else but how good a yawn feels.
Maybe. That could be it. You might be right. Yeah. I mean, cheat meals are nice, but not everybody is The Rock. Like, not everybody can eat, like, 2 rolls of sushi, 3 cookies, and then, like, a slice of cake. Like, I can't do that. That motherfucker eats a stack of pancakes this high. Like, how is that? That's like my whole thigh. That's my whole thigh. That would be like me eating my thigh.
Dude, I ate 3 potatoes yesterday.
That's not that bad, right?
In one sitting.
Well, I mean, how big were the potatoes?
They're pretty. One was like that big, one was like that big, and then one was like that big. They all got progressively smaller.
I guess it depends on the density of the food too. Because like potatoes, like, I mean, we're Irish, so like I can eat like a bowl of mashed potatoes. That's like,
See, that sounds pretty good.
I can survive off of potatoes.
Maybe
I'll-
just live off potatoes.
My body will like go back in time to like the potato famine and just living on the land and surviving off of potatoes.
Oi, where are my potatoes?
Exactly.
You took them off my shoreline.
Maybe that's our calling, Dan. Maybe we should grow potatoes. Call them Russell potatoes. Call them potato famine potatoes.
Russelette potatoes.
Or does it?
Play on words. Russet, but Russelette.
What does that mean?
It's just play on words.
How?
Russet potatoes, Russelette potatoes.
How? No, I don't know what that means.
Shit, man, get with the program.
Look, if you can present to me a business plan, tell me how we're gonna get the potatoes, where we're gonna farm them, I'm all in. You can call the potatoes whatever you want.
I'm gonna pick the dead skin off my arm.
What is happening to you? Don't do that on my couch. Don't do that.
You want me to just pick a big piece of
No,
skin and
don't.
leave it for
No.
you and your girlfriend to find later when you're sitting on the couch? About to cuddle up. Oh, what's this? It'd be like the scene from Godfather when he finds the horse head in the bed.
Do you take pleasure like grossing people out?
A little bit.
I don't understand that.
Only when I'm in this kind of mood, dude. God. Okay, I'm good. Had to do a violent reaction.
Did you watch the Logan Paul versus Mayweather fight?
Yeah. Yeah. I did.
Are you disappointed?
I don't know if I was really disappointed. I just feel like the whole thing was a fucking spectacle, man. I don't feel like Floyd even said in the press conference afterwards, he just pulled the biggest heist known to man. But I don't know, man. I feel like at any point Floyd could have really stepped on the gas pedal and literally just like, because man, when he was landing shots, I'm surprised. The only thing that surprised me is Logan Paul can take a shot better than I thought, because he got hit with some bombs, a few, and I don't know, there's even one video going around on YouTube where he gets hit with either a right hook or a left hook and Floyd kind of keeps him up. I don't know if the video is really accurate. I think Logan was more or less just going for a clinch afterwards, and Floyd's so small and Logan's so big that he just kind of grabbed him. But I don't know, man. I wasn't dissatisfied, but I wasn't really fully satisfied. It was kind of like ending the night with blue balls. That's how I felt. Like, you're happy you got some, but at the same time, you got big, swollen blue balls now. No real pleasure in this. I thought the undercard was better.
Well, their fight was definitely a freak show. I mean, wasn't Logan Paul like a good 20 pounds? 20 pounds over. He was a good 20 pounds heavier than Floyd Mayweather, wasn't
He was 36 pounds heavier than
he?
Floyd.
36 pounds.
Yeah, and like a whole 6 inches taller. So the fact, I guess, that Floyd even really accepted this was pretty cool. But at the same time, it's like, come on, Floyd, drop his ass, bro. We all wanted to see it.
It was a freak show, is what it was.
I thought the Badu Jack and Dervin Corlina fight, that was the co-main. I thought that was better because Badu Jack just friggin' dropped Corlina with a body shot or a kidney shot or something. Corlina's laying on the ground and he just spits his mouth guard out. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah, I didn't watch the fight the night of the fight, but I watched the fight after it came out because I'm cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I didn't know what happened. I didn't want to know. I tried not looking at the news. I heard that they went the distance, but then I watched it and I was like, okay.
It wasn't even like an official score. Like nobody scored the fight. Like it was like if you wanted to score it, you would have had to score it yourself. But I think Floyd won like 5 rounds to 3 or 6 rounds to 2. Jake Paul was all screaming from the sideline like a little fucking goblin child, just like, my brother's winning, my brother's winning. I was like, Jake, bro, come on, man.
They are a lot smarter than people give them credit for, though.
Oh yeah, no, kudos to them. Like they're doing the right thing, but at the same time,
they're making lots of money.
At the same time, they kind of like taking the whole Floyd approach, dude. It's like people want to see them fight more or less to see them get
their
knocked
asses
out
kicked
or their asses beat. But I'm sure they have a ton of fans too. They were 12 or 8.
Oh yeah, the one time when I went to Jake Paul's house, there was like several girls outside just trying to get inside the house.
Oh, I'm sure. He's a blonde-haired pretty boy, dude.
The weird thing was they were all like, I mean, granted, this was probably like 2017, 2018, sometime around then. So that was like, you know, good, like 4 years ago or something like that. But, I mean, you know, he's still in his 20s, right? Like during that time? Or like 19 or something?
Jake's either 23 or 24, and Logan's 26.
So back then he was probably like 19 or 20. But the thing was is that the girls that were outside the house, they looked like they were like 12 years old.
Oof.
Which just kind of says what the fan base is. But, I mean, he did like, what, Disney Channel and that kind of shit, so.
Yep.
I mean, that makes sense, you know. I'm not out here trying to say he's a pedophile. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, like...
Well,
also, when I was dating... So, remember when I was dating... Okay, so a while ago, I was dating a 47-year-old, right? With kids.
Yes, we remember.
So, her kids were like between 5 or 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They all watched, like, Jake and Logan Paul on YouTube. Like,
right.
That's who's watching their stuff. It's like little kids, because, you know, little kids are kind of stupid.
Prone to watch a lot. I feel like they're just curious. They just want to see, like, you give them something with endless fucking knowledge on it. Or a place where people can post basically any content. I mean, at least they're not on the dark web, dude.
They're not ordering ecstasy or meth off of 4chan.
Watching snuff films.
They're watching Logan Paul pretend to be chased by a murderous goblin or something. Something like that. I mean, I remember I was watching like something. I was watching something that one of my ex's kids was watching. It was like some kind of Jake Paul thing. I don't know. It's weird because kids don't have the attention span. They don't have the patience to watch, like, you know, they don't have the patience to watch something like The Godfather, which pretty much everyone acknowledges is a perfect movie.
Right.
But then they think, you know, like Paw Patrol is the best TV show of all time. I've never seen Paw Patrol, but I know what it is. I actually auditioned for Paw Patrol.
What happened?
I never heard anything back because I don't know.
They didn't give you your Paw Patrol role?
They didn't give me my Paw Patrol role.
You could be Paw Patroller.
Paw Patrol? God damn it, I need to stop yawning. I'm gonna put the audience to sleep. All 12 people.
If you start falling asleep, if you fall asleep, I'll start peeling my skin on camera.
Don't
until
do
the
that.
50 minutes is up. And I'll leave it on your knees and shoulders.
You know, what's interesting is that if you did do that, though, like if this was just a video of me passed out and you like peeling your skin off and putting it on me, we'd probably be famous.
We'd probably get more views in this podcast.
We would definitely get more views in this podcast.
What does that say about the culture?
I don't know. I think people just like controversy. They like seeing things that are... They like seeing sensational things. They like seeing things that, you know, that entice people's reward systems, right? Like people like spectacle. They like freak shows. There's a reason why they like seeing Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather fight each other. They're highly controversial. They say nasty things. They do pranks. They're uninhibited, you know, like they just do whatever they want. And to a certain extent, right? Like if we're just speaking about like our ids and that caveman persona that lives inside all of us, then that is incredibly interesting. And regardless of whether you hate them or you love them, like at the same time, you're still fascinated to see what they do next because you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you know, well, I mean, you probably know they're probably going to do something crazy. You just don't know what it is. You just want to see whatever crazy shit's going to happen because you know it's going to turn off your brain. It's going to reward your reward system, and it's going to, you know, regardless of however you feel, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not even gonna lie, I got into those vlog squad videos for a little bit, but then I kind of realized after a while, before even all this controversy came out with him now, that the dude who videos all those is a piece of shit.
Vlog Squad is David Dobrik?
Was David Dobrik.
So what happened? Like you said, I know what happened. I shouldn't say that. I know what happened. He got accused of, you know, being an accomplice and sort of, you know, just allowing bad behavior to go on, like the whole rape scandal and that kind of stuff. But I've never watched his videos. I've only seen him on...
with Dirty Dom.
Yeah, I've never watched his videos. I just know that I saw him on like Kevin Hart's like YouTube channel once, and that's it.
Yeah.
But what do you mean by the cameraman being a piece of shit? Like, explain.
Well, first of all, there's a bunch of, I don't know, I was watching this podcast between the dude who does the H3 podcast, Ethan Klein, I think his name is.
Don't know who that is.
Okay. Well, he basically breaks down videos of these people who are major pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Or sometimes he'll just do videos breaking down YouTubers who have turned into massive pieces of shit.
Okay.
And apparently David Dobrik was verbally abusive to people with a few of his other castmates, and he was kind of just doing... Sometimes he would offer people money to do things and then he wouldn't pay them. And for one instance, he did this thing where his older friend Jason dressed up as a gorilla or dressed up as something like a nun, and they made him make out with this dude, and the dude didn't know he was making out with a dude, and then he felt really weird about it, and his family gave him a bunch of shit afterwards for it. Or there was this one instance where, oh my god, my chest, what's happening? I think I'm having a stroke on camera, man. Anyways, there was this one video.
You don't want to die, and your last things you're talking about is David Dobrik.
Yeah, that would suck, dude. I really don't want that to happen.
Or you could just make me famous. I'll be like, my brother died talking about David Dobrik.
Yeah, I'm sure you would do nothing but just sit here and laugh. I'm having a fucking stroke.
Nah, man, I'd save you. I mean, I'd probably peel off some of your skin and, you know, put it on your shoulder.
How would you even pick me up? I'm 200.
I did it once.
Yeah, but I was a lot lighter back then.
Were you?
Yeah, I'm 215 pounds right now. Oh,
I feel like I picked you up that one time. And I was smaller back then too. I picked you up that one time when you were super drunk.
Yeah, I drank a whole fifth of Canadian whiskey when I was 16, blacked out at the Silver Beach playground, and peed my pants in your car. Thanks for leaving me in the fucking car while you smoked with fucking...
What?
The Dinwitties.
Did I smoke with the Dinwitties?
Yeah, you guys let, and then Graham puked in their fucking house.
I don't remember that.
I just peed in your car. That's your revenge for that. Leaving me in a goddamn car blacked out.
Here's the thing that's fucked up is I don't even remember there being pee in that car. So it either absorbed into the seats or you probably did not actually pee in the car. I don't know.
Oh, I peed in the car. I peed in my pants, that's for sure, because I woke up and Grandpa and you decided not to take my dirty pee pants off. I just slept in those motherfuckers all night, dude. Woke up with a fucking rash, dude.
The point being is...
Fuckers.
I got
Grandpa, I've never seen someone so drunk before in my life. So just put him on the couch. Don't even offer him a cup of coffee or something, dude.
You were passed
I'm
out.
bitter.
You were passed the fuck out.
I don't give a fuck, dude.
I had to drag
Wake
you
me up.
I had to drag you into the house. I didn't know what to do. I've never had to do that before. That was funny though because Grandpa was like, I've never seen someone be able to do that. You must be very strong.
He didn't have a mirror when he used to go out.
Apparently.
Oh, slam. Sorry, Grandpa.
What do you mean by that?
Get it? He didn't have a mirror when he used to go out because he's got stories.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, definitely. All the Russells have stories, Dan.
Couldn't look into his children's eyes when he came home.
And you passing out drunk and peeing in my car is one of your stories.
Yeah, I got the best stories.
You have the best stories?
Yeah, good memories. Some I can't remember.
Well, that's okay. Sometimes the ones you can't remember are the best ones, or they're the worst ones. So, you know.
Just depends.
Depends, right? I don't remember smoking with the Dinwiddie twins, though. I really don't remember any of that. All I remember is we were at Silver Beach, and then we were home, and then I had to get you out of the car. I didn't know what to do. I was like...
Well, somebody's fucking lying in this story. I'm gonna find out who.
I don't know what happened. I just
message these people I haven't spoken to in 3 years. Hey, motherfuckers, what happened that night?
I think we just smoked a lot of weed.
Oh yeah, I got this fucking scar too, because Diego fucking decided to brand me.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we all decided to brand each other, and we were heating up a lighter for like 7 minutes, and then I was like, do it! And then he burned me, and I think that's when I blacked out. The pain was so crazy, I was like, ah!
That is a good story. That's terrible. You should have never done that, but that's a good story.
You ever go arm to arm with somebody and then drop a cigarette in the middle and see who can last longer?
No.
I always win.
I might have gotten a smiley once. That's when you light up the lighter, and you get really hot, and then you take the metal end and then you stick it on your skin. I may have done that once.
I have one.
I may have done that once, but I didn't like it. I didn't like any of that. Everybody thinks that this scar on my forearm is from a cigarette, but this was actually from a cyst.
3. Yeah.
You have 3 smileys?
I think I have more, but some of the scars have gone.
I see.
Yeah, that's your cyst, huh?
That was my cyst. Yeah,
Ooh.
it was a big cyst. It's pretty gross.
You had a big cyst on your arm?
I did.
That's a joke.
No, I did. It was
Said
huge.
Big cyst.
Oh, big cyst.
Big cyst on your arm.
I don't get it. Are you talking about sister?
It was a joke.
Wait a minute. So you were talking about David Dobrik. I'm gonna cut you off, and we started talking about other stuff. But
I feel like it's not even important now.
That's true.
Should I divulge?
I mean, that was like 6 months ago. No one cares anymore.
Well,
He lost all his sponsors.
Yep.
But say it anyway.
Okay, so he bought this landscaping tractor or something, crane, and then he was flinging people on the back, and he didn't have a license or anything apparently. And when he rotated around one time, he stopped it super quick, and the dude, face first, hit the tractor.
Ooh.
And like, dude, his face was so messed up, like so messed up. And he almost lost an eye, he almost lost his vision.
Jesus.
But they kept it under wraps for a long time. And then they did the same thing that they do to a lot of their features, is they stopped talking to him. And they kind of ousted him from the group. And then he came out about it once all these scandals broke. So yeah.
So he's kind of like one of those egomaniacs.
Yeah.
I kind of got that. So I've never watched any of his stuff, but when I saw his apology for, like, you know, when the rape allegations came out and, you know, all that kind of stuff, when I saw his apology, I felt like it sounded kind of disingenuous. Like, it sounded like he was really just, what he was really interested in, more or less, was just continuing being accepted to continue doing what he did. It didn't really sound like he was all that interested in the people he hurt. It sounded more like he was more interested in being like, hey, you know, this happened, I'm sorry, but I want to keep making videos, so please, you know, let me keep making videos.
Trying to get his fans back.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it sounded like to me. So yeah, I don't know, you know, it's weird. It's weird that, like, people nowadays, it's like when you were, if you were an actor, like, in the 1950s, up until, like, the early 2000s, like, if you were famous, you were usually famous for, like, being an entertainer, right? Like a musician, like, in the traditional sense, like, you were either an actor, a musician, somebody that put out art in some way, right? Whereas nowadays, it's like, if you can just be interesting, whether that's like blowing like smoke rings or smoke tricks or like doing stupid pranks or, you know, making short skits, like that can make you famous.
Mm-hmm.
Like a person who has millions of views on YouTube now is technically considered famous. You know, like that's a celebrity. Somebody who gets like, you know, millions of views, tons of people watch them. That's a famous person right there. That's a celebrity. Like, what a celebrity is now is very different from what a celebrity was even, you know, 10, 15 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago is kind of when all this stuff sort of started to happen, but I mean, it's just strange now. It's strange. And a lot of people think that it translates really easy to movies, you know, like they think that, like, there's a lot of TikTok stars and a lot of movie stars, a lot of TikTok stars and a lot of YouTubers and Instagrammers, if they're up for a role against, you know, just regular people, they usually are the ones that end up getting that role. It has nothing to do with talent, it just has to do with marketing. It's like, if this person has millions of followers, I don't care if they're talented. They have millions of followers. They can get millions of people to potentially come see this movie or a TV show. It makes sense, right? But it's kind of fucked up. It's the same with fighters, right? Like, you could argue that fighters deserve a lot more money, but at the end of the day, what you get paid really depends on how many people buy to see your fight.
Event, yeah.
Yeah. They buy your pay-per-views. It depends on that? Who's buying your pay-per-views?
I don't think the UFC is doing anything wrong, dude. I think they're just...
So Dang actually got a call on his cell phone, so now...
Fuck you, Montana. Don't call me.
So now we have to get back into what we were talking about and figure out a way to mesh these two videos together. That's okay.
Oh, here, I'll finish my thought. What Jake Paul was giving shit, or has been giving shit to the UFC and Dana White about how fighters don't make enough pay. But the promotion itself is trying to give you something that you can watch every single week. They also have a TV show and a contender series. Boxing doesn't have that. So I get what Jake's trying to do. He's trying to now make boxing really big again because they guarantee those main event fighters a lot more money usually than the UFC has. But that doesn't mean leading up into the promotion, everything that you have social media wise, you don't know how much those fighters really make under the table or anything like that. And I'm not saying do investigation, and I ignore that last comment. But at the end of the day, boxing gives us these spectacles every now and again, but nobody's doing it consistently because nobody can do it consistently. Because in boxing, there's two weapons each side. And mixed martial arts is more of like a strategy. Not saying boxing isn't, but honestly, if you want to get boxing to relevance again, let's see some motherfuckers throw down. That's what the people want to see. Boxing in the last 10 years, I feel like you get really good events sometimes, but sometimes you get these just like I'm not going to say Teofimo Lopez and Vasil Lomachenko fight wasn't interesting, but no, I don't feel like those guys really put it on the line, dude. I feel like boxing is just like, I don't know, man. It's not the same. You want to watch real boxing? Watch Ezra Charles versus Rocky Marciano. Those people didn't give a fuck. They were boxing with hay gloves, bro. Like, you fucking kidding me? Now you're giving Dana White and the UFC shit because they got a promotion that they can outlast every single week, and we're getting those fights that you want to see. Sometimes you get a snooze fest. It's everywhere. Sometimes you'll just get two people who are filling each other out so much that they know if they get tagged, they're going to go to sleep. They don't want to go to sleep. They're trying to keep their head and body in the game for as long as they can. Jake, if you want to really impress me, bro, go out there and throw down with Woodley like your life depended on it, bro. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see you kill Ben Askren. God, dude, what are you, a fucking piece of shit? You boxed literally the worst striker in the UFC. Did you see his spinning back fist on YouTube? I laughed too, bro. You want to impress people, fight people who are actually dogs. You're about to do that with Woodley, but I swear to God, if this fight is boring, I'm going to jump on here and give you the most shit. Jake Paul, you son of a bitch. Respect, but you're a son of a bitch.
So like, well, Woodley is he has a pretty mean punch. So he's definitely gonna be the most interesting.
He's
fight.
also 39 fucking years old.
Yeah, that's true, but
like Jake's not fighting. He fought Aziza Gibson, who looks like a fucking Keebler elf, bro. You fought Nate Robinson, who's damn near, he's in his late 30s. He's never fucking done boxing. He boxed for 6 months leading into that fight. Yeah, you knocked him out, but he was also leaping into you like he was trying to win the dunk contest again. Fuck off with that shit, dude. It's cool to watch, but after you really dissect it and kind of take away from what it is like, you didn't beat up necessarily bums, but maybe you beat up that kid in the back seat who's kind of just trying to stay quiet and avoid this confrontation, and you big dogged him, you bullied him. You bullied them all.
All right.
Pisses me off.
So we only have like 5 minutes left, but there's a few things that I want to break down.
Okay.
Number one, so for the UFC, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they have to work with certain brands though? Like, aren't they only allowed to work with certain brands?
Well, now, yeah, but it doesn't mean you can't have sponsors on the side. It doesn't mean that if you're really about what this, it's just now they can't have a bunch of shit on their shorts, you know? That's really all it is. They can still get sponsored by anyone they want. They just can't wear the promotion.
But doesn't that affect, the potential to work with other people if you can't wear the...
No, well, that just means the companies are more greedy because they want them to get shown on the UFC's promotion. That's greed, dude. The UFC is trying to promote their stuff. They don't want other things filtering in. Now this person is talking about his sponsor after the fight instead of how the fight was.
You don't want it to be like NASCAR.
Right.
Where all the fighters are wearing all the shit that... I get it. But here's my other thing.
I can see the frustration.
Here's the other thing. I agree that the UFC is far more entertaining than boxing. However, I don't think that they're setting up the most interesting fights. I don't think that they're really doing that all the time. Because if they were, what's up with Francis Ngannou and John Jones?
Bro, John Jones is too busy shitting on constipation pills, bro. I don't know. John Jones, no disrespect to John Jones, but if he wanted that fight, he could have made it happen. He just doesn't want the offer that the UFC is putting out there because he thinks he's worth more money. Also, John, how much controversy have you given the UFC in the last couple years? How many people have kind of teetered on, oh, I'm on his side, not on his side? It's like, we can forgive, bro, but when you got 18 fucking things going on within your career, people are going to start to be like, all right, we're uninterested now. Like, it's like, and his last couple fights, no disrespect, I'm not hopping in there with these people because I don't want to fucking die. But, no disrespect, they haven't been the most interesting fights. And borderline, a lot of people thought he lost his last fight. You haven't been back in the ring and now you want to hop in with Francis Ngannou? We all know what you're going to do. You're going to take him down. Nobody wants to see that. We want to see Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou actually throw down this time and hopefully somebody goes to sleep.
Derek Lewis is interesting because all it takes is one punch and you're out.
Yeah, Derek Lewis is out here posting hilarious videos on Instagram and fucking knocking out crackheads trying to break into his car. John Jones, you are out in the middle of the street drinking a bottle of tequila, firing at God knows what with a pistol or a shotgun. Who fucking knows, dude? What are you doing? We think you have brain damage, bro. You need to take care of your mental health.
He's trying to be he's trying to be like Jake and Logan Paul, Dan. Don't you understand?
When you're crying to the police officer saying, I might have CTE, why the fuck would the UFC want to put you in a fight after that, John? Why the fuck, dude, then you get fucking fucked up for life from Francis Ngannou? Let's just say, in quotation marks here, that's what happens. What the fuck does the UFC do then? Okay, now we gotta do this for you? Bro, you've already been giving us the warning signs. Now you gotta show us that you're actually ready for this. You're putting on fucking 80 pounds of Turinabol fucking substance in your body, dude. I'm pissed now. I can't think of this shit.
I like this. Alright. One last thing, and then we can wrap this up. What would be a better fight, though? Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou, or Francis Ngannou versus John Jones?
I think it depends on what the strategy is. But we don't know what the strategy is going to be. Some of us who are, quote-unquote, big fans can, be skeptical and think of what's going to happen. I think the fight versus Ngannou versus Lewis is a little bit more interesting because nobody's going to take anybody to the ground. That's going to be blow for blow. They had a fight a couple years ago, and this was when Ngannou was coming off a loss, and Lewis had a back problem, and the fight was just really boring. They were just worried about getting knocked out. But I think now with the hype built into the second one, somebody's gonna go to sleep. I think just the run that Ngannou's on, and the way Lewis has been knocking a lot of people out, the way he murdered Curtis Blades with an uppercut, like, that's gonna be a good fight. Do we want to see Jones versus Ngannou? Yeah, it's interesting. Do we think it's gonna do the pay-per-view? I don't think it's gonna do as many pay-per-view buys as everybody thinks. I think a lot of people are gonna tune out to that one because they know what's gonna happen. Jones is gonna try to take him down, and Ngannou is gonna swing for the fences. Do I know what's gonna happen? No. Jones would probably win, to be honest, if I'm being honest here. Because strategy beats power a lot of the times. But if you get touched by that, Jones, you're gonna go sleepy sleep. Sleep. His fist is this big.
You should be a UFC commentator.
Oh, I'm too controversial.
Nah, that's exactly what they need. You should commentate. You should comment on fights.
I would get too heated, and then somebody would be like, "Shut the fuck up, you've never been in the ring." I'll be like, "I'll let you knock me out right fucking now. Just shut up. Let me say my fucking opinion. This is an opinion. If you don't like it, tell me to shut the fuck up." I'm not gonna sit here and be berated when I'm trying to say my fucking opinion, dude.
Fair enough.
Alright. Anything else on your mind?
No, that was very entertaining for me.
Okay, cool.
Alright, thank you for tuning in, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this one. It's nice, short, and sweet. We love you all. Go, I don't know. Send us money.
Go download our OnlyFans. Just kidding, we don't have an OnlyFans.
Not yet.
To be continued.
To be continued. Bye, everybody.